end of March here on the farm, so we are going to do a farm tour. March is one of the more frustrating times here on the farm because everything needs to be done yesterday and we can't actually do anything. At this point, I have been obsessively checking the weather like a crazy person, like 20 times a day, and every time I check it, it says the same thing, which is the weather is bad. The weather is not nice, it is cold. We had snow on the hills this morning, and that is an issue. My crocuses have started flowering, so that means we have some spring already, but I can't plant anything outside until we stop getting freezing temperatures at night, and we just aren't there yet. In fact, 2 nights from now, the weather is reporting we're gonna get down to -8 Celsius. That is very cold. That means goodbye crocuses. These are all gonna die with that weather coming. This is an issue also because we have greenhouses, but they're unheated greenhouses, and we need to get things started out there. We are maxed out on space inside, and we need that weather to be nicer so we can do that next step, and we're not getting that time back. There's only one thing that's precious here, and that is time. Because we have 0 of it, and infinite of everything else. We are in one of our greenhouses right now, and you can see I've started potting some of my tomatoes up. They're massive, which is a problem because it's not time yet and it's too cold. But yes, so I started potting all these up, which is great. You know, they're out here. I have this other tunnel at night. We cover them up. They're doing okay, but this only works if it's not freezing at night. Tonight it's supposed to freeze, which means every single one of these plant trays out here need to get carried back inside, and then tomorrow morning we have to get up and we have to carry every single one back into the greenhouse and then back inside at night. This is a lot of work that we wouldn't have to do if only the weather would cooperate. And end of March means who knows? You can't control the weather. That's where we're at.
Let's go roll.
Despite it being a lot of work, I am very excited for all of my little babies. Most of the tomatoes that I have in here are our personal tomatoes, so these are all my babies that I'm going to grow to maturity, but we still have a ton more that haven't been potted up. These are all of my other plants that I still need to pot up, so you can see there's a million of them. These are, at this point, they're living on these racks out in the garage. These have been pulled out into the sun, not because I'm putting them in the sun. This is just how I water them. I put them down on the ground, spray them all with water, and now I have to get them back on the rack. But these, you know, everything's looking pretty healthy. Everything's looking pretty big. As long as I can get that weather to start cooperating with me, we'll be well on track for doing our big seedling sale beginning of May. These will be nice, big, beautiful tomato plants by then. This space might not look super familiar to you, but you've been seeing me here a bunch. This was my seedling room. There's now nothing in here because despite Ian telling me over and over again that it was gonna happen and me ignoring him, I started growing mold in this room, which as you can see is super finished, so it's super easy to clean up mold when that happens. So Ian evicted me. I'm out of the room, and so now the place that I have to keep my seedlings is in the very sad, cold garage. I've been kicked out here, but this has actually been a really good solution for me. My seedlings were growing so fast, they were getting so big that I couldn't keep up, and I was having a really hard time to slow them down. Since getting out of the heat into this garage, still garage, it doesn't get freezing overnight here, but with this colder, cooler temperatures, the tomatoes and peppers have slowed down quite a bit. It's gonna give me that week that I need to get them potted up. For the next who knows how long, this is my new house, this is where I live, this is where I am day and night, because I am making my paper pots. I'm rolling up my paper pots, filling up my paper pots, potting up my paper pots with tomatoes. So if you need me, I'll be here, except for I won't actually respond to you because I'll be here. This is my life. And because the theme of this video is complaining, obviously the problems don't stop there with the end of March. This is another one of my problems. Everything that needs to get planted out in the garden as soon as we get past the risk of frost, kind of, end of April, beginning of May, all those other seedlings other than tomatoes and peppers that I need to grow, they all need to get started now. Now is kind of like the 4-week window for those things getting planted out. So I need a spot to start everything else. I have this rack and I've started a few things that I really need to get done to have for those 4 weeks. But I really need that outside space to be able to start everything else. And the weather isn't cooperating with me. Like, can I check? Can I see if the weather's changed? I don't like the end of March. One thing I do like, though, is having 240 dinner plate dahlia tubers. These have showed up, and I do still need nice weather so I can pot these up. These are also on the problem list, but even if they just sit here, this definitely makes me feel a little bit better about this time of year because, whew, you guys, it's gonna be looking real good here this summer. Like, this is a lot of massive, crazy dahlias.
How many plants did we have last year?
We had like 5, so a little bit of an improvement. And that isn't where the wholesale bulb fun ends. I also have 200 lilies and 700 liatris. I need to plant them, which means I need nicer weather, but I have them, and that's something. Even though we're not able to plant anything outside yet, we are getting ready. We received two of these big loads of compost. I think we have 48 yards of compost now, so we're set for compost. One of these will get spread out onto the farm, and then we have another one to use as we need throughout the year, and we've been buying the other supplies that we need for the entire season. As you guys all know, I already have all my seeds, but we've been buying our potting soil, we've been buying some, hardware type things to build our farm stand. We're getting ready to get going. Still too cold to be putting even our cold weather seeds, like radishes and spinach and things like that into the ground. So we're not planting yet, but that doesn't mean that there isn't anything that's ready, because I have been down checking our garlic field and it's all up, it's all looking beautiful. They're just tiny babies, but the fact that they're up means that no voles came and ate it over the winter. They've all survived. All of this that's up is just gonna keep thriving from this point, and we are really excited. We planted 500 heads of garlic last year, and this year we're gonna have 1,500. So that's a 3-time increase, and it is going to be very, very fun to do the big garlic harvest on this. We love garlic. In fact, as I was planting this garlic, I was like crunching numbers about if we were just a garlic farm, and I was like, maybe get rid of all those vegetables, just garlic. We're not, but it's tempting. That's all I'm saying. Garlic, once you start growing it, it's so tempting that it's all you want to grow. As soon as we're ready, we have the greenhouse all cleaned up. Ian came down here. He fought the dust. He took out all my dead dry tomato plants. The plan for this space is this is where we're gonna keep all those seedlings as soon as the weather warms up. So we got it all cleaned, all swept, and then come May, tomato heaven again. I can't wait. There are a few other signs of spring. The walking onions, which I don't think anything could kill them. They're popping up, they're growing like crazy. We'll probably be able to start eating these in a week. They grow really fast. The first fall that we moved in here, I planted about 1,000 different bulbs. A lot of it right here close to the house. And they're all popping up. The tulips, you know, there'll be a few more weeks probably before I start to see any buds. The crocuses are looking beautiful. Spring is coming. I can see it somewhere on the horizon. I just don't have a date yet, and I really need a specific date. In summation, the end of March is really annoying. It drives me crazy every year. But even though there really isn't much going on here to share with you guys right now, it's gonna be one of those things where I check the weather, and it's just beautiful from there on in. And at that point, it's fast. It just comes, and everything's growing, and we're back into the beauty and abundance of summer. It really doesn't take much. It just always feels so far away at this point. I can almost reach it, and it's not there, and it drives me crazy. So make sure to keep following along, because there isn't anything to see yet, but I know you guys want to see those dahlias, and they're gonna look great, and all the food is gonna look great. We have different plans for this year than we've had in the past, so I think there's gonna be a lot of really fun and exciting things that we're gonna be able to share from this summer on the farm here with you guys. It won't be disappointing. I'll see you guys next time.